What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Slash a Cast. My name is Riley. That is Nick. Today, continuing our Is It Really Possible series, where we talk about random horror franchises and whether or not they'd work as a video game. Since St. Patrick's Day is coming up, we figured, hey, let's do a Leprechaun one. And this is the first time I've been like, wow, what a terrible idea. Leprechaun is a very interesting franchise with the small little fella. Yeah. The old leprechaun, you steal his gold, he comes get some revenge on you. Don't take his gold. It's as simple as that, but does it work in a game format? And not really. I don't think it really would, but the same thing, it's funny because I say that because, you know, he's like 3 foot tall and a leprechaun, and it's a very holiday-driven and thematic type of franchise, so it's like, would it really work? But Child's Play works.
Yeah.
At least so it seems like. There's like 3 fucking quote-unquote Child's Play games being made, even though they're not truly Child's Play games. They're very much driven by Chucky.
Right, and all of those are asymmetrical multiplayer, correct?
I believe, Charlie the Legend, that's being driven in like single player, I believe. I think they want to do multiplayer, but I don't know.
Okay.
All of it's kind of budget related. Like, it's all coming down to this budget type of,
and the hope that they'll get the license.
Yeah, which none of them probably will.
No.
I don't think you can't just. It's a bad idea to start making, like, this is what the Halloween game faced. They were making a Halloween game and like going under that title until they got it, and then you're always, even though they didn't, that's not why they failed. But it's probably why they would have failed.
Right, and if you don't know what we're talking about, it's not. You don't need to.
You don't need to know. It's irrelevant.
Yes.
But like cease and desist will always happen with those types of things. So, I don't know why we brought that up. But Child's Play is that these are things that apparently are working because people are so interested in making one. Mm-hmm. So why can't Leprechaun work?
It would. I mean, can you really be scary? Would it be a true asymmetrical horror game? It would just be the setting would be the thing that's the scariest, because your leprechaun obviously is a comedic character.
Right.
So it's not like he's going to be stalking you in the woods and, shit. I mean, he could pop up around corners and be like, hello.
Yeah.
But that'd be about it for as far as the character being scary.
Yeah, and let's start first in multiplayer, in a multiplayer setting. The first thing you're going to want to dive to, because all these asymmetrical horror games are doing, is a 1v4, 1v5 type of setting, where one person's playing the leprechaun, and the others are survivors. Mm-hmm. But, what kind of abilities can the killer have where you're that small and still be believable and effective?
It'd just have to be a lot of stealth. It'd have to be just a lot of hiding in small things and such.
I think about Chucky, and I think about small house, tight corridors, claustrophobia type of things, where a small character like that could be advantage, but it has to be driven. I agree that it needs to be driven by silence and stalking. Mm-hmm. Like, it should be random popping up and getting in your face. But how do you manage that type of environment in multiplayer?
Maybe you're in like a mansion. I know that doesn't really fit. The original stories. Right. But you're in a mansion, and it's maybe, 4, maybe 3 people, and you're trying to escape this house that, you have to find a key to the lock, and then shit like that. That's the only way I think it could work, and then he's, of course, trying to kill you to prevent you from leaving.
There's not many times in the Leprechaun franchise or the Child's Play franchise, but I don't want to talk about Child's Play because that's a whole different video, because I got some ideas for that. But, you don't see those smaller type of characters fighting off groups. It's usually
Correct.
One-on-one, and that's how he can come out on top. He can catch them off guard, and he can take down one person. In a group setting, for example, at the, even at the end of Leprechaun, and in that setting with, how he can't really fight off that many people. So if you're in a 1v4 or 1v5, and the survivors decide to group up on you, how are you supposed to believe and create a mechanic where something that small is able to fight off so many people?
Right.
And then when do you lose the threatening element? Like how we saw Jason before in Friday the 13th, the game, where he was just kind of a bitch and everyone could gang up on him if they wanted to. That's not scary anymore.
Right. Do we get to a point in Friday the 13th, the game, with the Rage, where he's unstoppable?
Right.
But how can you apply that? Is he just glowing green and can't get fucked with. That just seems like then post-rage,
quote
unquote, that he would be invincible.
Right.
Or maybe his stun or release damage, if you have somebody held or something, is reduced. Yeah. Stun chance is reduced but not gone. Shit like that, maybe.
He could have an ability where he could, like, how I see it, because I imagine something more corny, more leprechaun-y, like where he can have like a really fast burst of speed.
Yeah.
I'm talking like to the point where it's like a blur. He's moving so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Shift, but different. Like you could do it quickly and more often, and it's just one burst in like a straight direction. And then you hear like coins falling on the ground. You know, like a burst sound effect like that.
Yeah, that could equal out balance wise.
Like imagine Sonic. Like Sonic when you like boost speed with him, and
except you then lose coins.
And you lose coins. But could Leprechaun be like the same type of way?
Maybe. Yeah, I think that could work. I don't know. Shape shifting just wouldn't work.
Right.
It would just be hiding would be the main thing that the Leprechaun could do. And can he just, wield around and just start slashing?
Right. And what's the goal of the survivors too?
Right.
Like because like that's the thing with Leprechaun. You're coming to get your gold back, even if they didn't take your gold.
Right.
But like that's your point. You're coming to get your gold back. So these kids had to steal his gold. But is it like now? Should it be their goal to also? Should the survivors like? Still be trying to fight to get the gold and get to the end of the rainbow, so be it.
Yeah, maybe you're trying to like escape a house or an area or whatever, and bonus points if you get the gold.
Right.
Sort of like in honestly Rainbow Six Siege with like capturing the hostage.
Right.
Except capturing the gold is optional, but you get more XP, more rewards.
Like, that'd be interesting if it was. I don't think this would work. I don't even think it really makes sense. I'm just putting it on the table like so you guys can run with it. But like if it was simply Leprechaun defending his gold, there's a gold pot. Teens want to steal it for money. They're trying to pay off their tuitions. It could be anything. It could be any fucking goal there. But like they're trying to get the gold, mm-hmm. and it's not the killer having a goal to kill everybody, even though it is. But it's the goal of the survivor. To steal the gold.
So straight up, it'd be a one-sided capture the flag, if you will.
Yeah.
Maybe matches don't last that long then. You have the team ability to maybe that's why I said maybe 3 people on one. The team is just trying to get the gold, and he can booby trap the houses, similar to kind of like how last year does it, where you can put true booby traps.
Yeah. That
you can get alerted, and you just got to play smart and try to kill them before they figure out how to take your gold and get out of the house. Maybe one goal is to get the gold. The next goal is to find the key, get out of the house if you're locked in.
All these horror games have, even though there's different ways to manage this goal, though the goal is always the same: escape. And I think you could put a twist on it with Leprechaun, where it's not escape; it's escape with some fucking gold in your hand. Like escape with something in.
Right, and Leprechaun is able to be stopped, as we've seen. So maybe that's where it goes differently.
Dump them down the well.
I mean...
And blow them up.
I mean, like you should be able to kill the Leprechaun, but again, it still needs to be balanced. And that's where it gets really hard, just figuring out what is balanced enough to make it fun and fair.
Right. And where are you playing at? Like, how many movies do you take in terms of Leprechaun franchise? Where are you playing? I mean, you could Leprechaun in space, Leprechaun in the hood, and like, do you incorporate those things into this game?
Leprechaun in space. Oh man,
it didn't make sense in the movie. It won't make sense. Oh,
Jason X comments. No. Everyone wants it in space now. But I mean, that's just a whole other undertaking. That's literally a Grendel map in Friday the 13th the game. It's a whole separate way to play.
Yeah,
in space.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it could really work. I could see. It would have to be a more relaxed and fun type of game. I don't think you could really have it be driven by horror and suspense. Like, you could try.
Yeah. Again, Leprechaun is a funny character. He's meant to be funny. You're not meant to be, absolutely 100% terrified of the Leprechaun. You're supposed to laugh at him when he says a little tagline when he's about to fuck some people up. I don't know.
Do we incorporate like a sorority house?
Oh,
from the new Leprechaun.
Okay.
No, okay. Yeah, I don't think that would be interesting either. But
I don't know if it'd be interesting, but I think it could work. Like, The only thing that comes to mind is literally like you are locked in a house. You need to get a key or something to get out, while all the while you're fighting him trying to get out and get the gold. Maybe that's the only way I could see you preventing you from get out. Otherwise, just see ya.
All right, you're a key master. All right, all right, you're locked in the house. All right, and there's a guy outside the gates that's not letting you out until you get the gold. Huh? So you gotta go steal
under the bridge, huh?
Right? Yeah. You gotta go. You gotta go steal Leprechaun's gold, pay the guy, then he'll open the door for you.
As far as multiplayer goes, I think we've exhausted any multiplayer ideas that we can at least think of.
Yeah, go crazy with it. Let us know in the comments. Like, just run with it. See what can you do with the Leprechaun?
Right. And single player, obviously, there's a lot more you can do with single player. You can write your own story while still throwing and paying homage to the film franchise. That'd be a little bit. I mean, you could do sort of an Until Dawn-y Telltale type game with Leprechaun, but it wouldn't be just horror. It would be comedy as well.
Yeah, I don't even know if Leprechaun could work in an Until Dawn environment. I mean, you have someone great to work off of in terms of Leprechaun franchise, having Jennifer Aniston there, and it's like, can you incorporate that character into the game where maybe you're playing as her? Yeah.
I don't mean Until Dawn as in butterfly effect. I just mean decision based. Like your decisions could change the outcome a little bit. Maybe there's a couple endings that could change, but
like, can you make a story interesting enough that it works in an environment like that, though?
You'd have to give more backstory to the Leprechaun.
How much backstory is there? I mean, other than...
I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I don't think there's really that much established story behind the Leprechaun itself.
I haven't seen... The only one I haven't seen is the WWE one, and I know, like... I don't know how much they dive into it.
I haven't seen that, and I haven't seen Leprechaun Origins, the new one.
Okay. So, there's not any in there. Like, not that I even remember. I saw it one time upon release, like when it came out, and it was so bad that I was on my phone the whole fucking time. So, like, I can't actually tell you if there's anything in there that...
We'll watch it again someday. Like, but yeah, maybe you'd have to write your own backstory, which, I mean, then it's literally your child, your brainchild of what the lore of the Leprechaun is.
Listen, can we just expand on the In the Hood story? Okay. Entertaining. Entertaining as hell.
Oh my goodness. That could be part of it. Maybe we're making this game and it takes place after the events of all the films.
In the Hood was kind of smart. Like I mean, it's not. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's stupid, but I mean, it makes sense that like a pawn shop owner and someone like that would steal gold, and then that would be it's a good reason for him to get there.
Yeah. You just have to make your own story pretty much, while still taking little bits and pieces from the films in a story mode single player setting. Otherwise, you're getting a Flash game, which is just a 1v1 tower defense game, and it's you versus the Leprechaun.
Right. Listen, Leprechaun's a horror icon and all, but like out of all those franchises, if I could toss one to the side, it'd be that one. If I had to pick one to let go, it would be Leprechaun. I don't think, other than the first one, I don't know if anything really truly changed in the end. And one of the biggest things that came out of Leprechaun was just introducing Jennifer Aniston.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I can appreciate that.
Leprechaun definitely has its place, and there's a lot of people that absolutely adore it, and it belongs in everyone's everyone's library. Really, the only argument you can make is the first one.
Yeah, like that, like the first one I get, and I can enjoy the first one. That's still one I watch every St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it's there. And I think if you want to make a game, especially something that's surrounding single player, you're going to want to follow that one. And I think that's the one you're going to want to push. But literally, I think the best idea to go with it is hope that you have a young audience that hasn't seen it before, truthfully, and retell that story. Expand on it some, but I would say like literally retell the story of the first one.
Yeah, that could work in a single player game. We literally just start making the movie.
Right.
You're just recreating the movie in the first one in a story mode type of game. And I mean that could work. I mean, are there any Leprechaun super fans out there that are, just dying? I need a Leprechaun game right now.
I don't think that there may be that person out there, but I just don't think there's many.
Right, exactly. So would a game just recreating the first film be that bad? Is that not a good first step into bringing life back into a little bit of a lesser known franchise? mean, really, Leprechaun franchise as a whole is lesser known. Like, not a lot of people know Jennifer Aniston was in the first one. Not a lot of people know that there was a sequel or 5.
Yeah, Jennifer Aniston being in Leprechaun is like Johnny Depp being in Nightmare on Elm Street. If people just kind of forget.
Yeah, and she wants to forget too.
I don't know. I wonder how she looks back on it.
I don't think she talks about it. Maybe she does. I'm not sure, but I haven't heard much.
We'll lock that interview with her,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would. It would be like, would she? Do you think she'd ever be willing to like do the voice in the game? I don't think so.
Maybe if the right price came around,
you had to whip out a fucking pretty big check,
right? Maybe she just wants. Maybe she just wants that behind her. Which, I mean, I don't blame her really. She's a megastar.
I know it's interesting though, but like, could you, even being a megastar, can you? I know some can.
Go back.
Many have, but like, can you really forget about where you started?
Yeah. Well,
and like what got you where you are? Like, because everyone's got a kickstart, and like that was kind of it for her.
Yeah.
No one gave her a chance before then.
Yeah. No,
I don't know.
Maybe
have some fucking respect. No, it's not. I don't blame her. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, like, I would like to. I actually would like to hear what her thoughts on the movie are today.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a different topic, but I'm curious. I'm gonna go look that up and see if she's ever done interviews about it.
Right. Yeah, I know that a lot of stars, like they have like their agent or their publicist or whatever, and they like are told like, hey, if you do this, that's very bad for the rest of your career.
She still gets royalties, right?
I would hope so, but like if maybe she's like, oh, hey, can I reprise my role as a voice in the Leprechaun game? The publicist might be like, that's a bad future career move. Like maybe it is, and I guess I can respect that, but would it be? Would it be? I mean, it's just one more. Has she done a game before? That's just one.
I doubt it.
Let's just get it. One more thing to add on her career.
I don't know what her voice acting career looks like. So,
well, you've seen her in season 1 of Friends. She's not very. Her acting is very well. It has to do with the writing as well. Just cheesy.
Yeah, I mean, she's proven to do some pretty great roles. I mean, like. She is better in comedy, but like, like We're the Millers, she's in
that's great.
That stripper scene is some talented acting.
True. Yeah, it'd be fun to see her come back for a Leprechaun game, but we probably won't get that, and we probably won't get a Leprechaun game ever.
Yeah, no, I would not even remotely expect that. Half these people that are like, all right, let's make a horror game. You haven't even seen Leprechaun,
Yeah.
I wonder people like Gunn. Like, I wonder how big of fans like they are Leprechaun.
What year did Leprechaun come out?
80,
we just talked about this.
80,
I'm sure
6.
Maybe.
I'm whipping that out the back of my mind right now.
I forgot. We just talked about it today.
Yeah.
But maybe the guys at Gunn are acknowledge what it is. I don't know if they're super mega fans that would want to make a game.
When we talked to Ronnie, like when we interviewed Wes and Ronnie, like Ronnie shit on Chucky for being too small and punting him away. Like,
I imagine that's the same.
I imagine he has the same mindset for Leprechaun.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's ours. In the comments below. Single player, multiplayer, I don't care. Run with this. Some people that are commenting our videos for these are fucking geniuses.
Yes.
They'll write out fucking essays that are like good. I'm like, oh, what?
If the game ever comes to life, I want you to write it. Like, that's pretty good.
Yeah, some of you guys are quite a bit more creative than we are, so run with that.
Yeah.
If we helped, hopefully help spawn some ideas in that mess. That's the wrap of today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. And of course, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And we'll see you next time.